by acknowledging that we meet on the traditional land of Treaty 6 territory in the Métis homeland, and acknowledge the diverse Indigenous peoples whose ancestors' footsteps have marked this territory for centuries, such as the Cree, Dene, Saulteaux, Blackfoot, Nakota Iska, as well as Métis and Inuit, and now settlers from around the world. Roll call, so I'm going to do committee members first. Councillor Morgan.
Morning.
Good morning. Councillor Parmar.
Good morning.
Good morning. Councillor Rutherford. Councillor Wright.
Good morning.
Good morning. Public member Burrows. Mr. Burrows. Mr. Madamabe is here.
Good morning.
Good morning. I think I saw Councillor Rutherford just join. Is that correct?
Yep.
Fantastic. Did we hear from Mr. Burrows? No? Okay, fantastic. No problem. We've done roll call. The next is going to be election of the vice chair. So I will now call for nominations for the vice chair of Audit Committee. And please click on the board if you would like to make a nomination. Councillor Wright?
I would like to nominate Councillor Morgan.
Councillor Morgan, do you accept the nomination?
Sure. Yes, I do accept the nomination.
Glowing endorsement. Sure. Yeah, no, thank you, Councillor Morgan. Let's see if there are any other nominations. Feel free to click on if there are. Not seeing any. Seeing none, I will call nominations closed. Can I get a motion to appoint Councillor Morgan as Vice Chair of Audit Committee?
So moved.
Thank you, Councillor Wright.
Second.
And thankfully, at committee, you don't even have to. That's great. No, but appreciate the enthusiasm. So as long as we have a mover, we're in the clear. And thank you. Please vote.
I vote a yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. We have all the votes.
Thank you. And please display the vote. And that has carried. So Councillor Morgan has been elected as Vice Chair of Audit Committee. Congratulations. Wonderful. Next, before we consider today's agenda, I will ask all members of the council present if they, oh wait, I should do a quick roll call of anyone else that is not here or not on committee. Councillor Elliott's here as well. Are you online, Councillor Elliott? I see your name.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, thank you. I think that's the only other member of council I see there, so I just wanted to acknowledge them as well. Thank you. So before we consider today's agenda, I'll ask all members of council present if they have any pecuniary or conflicts of interest to declare regarding any of the items to be discussed. A pecuniary interest exists when an item can monetarily affect a member of council, their employer, or family member. A conflict of interest exists when an item could affect a private interest of a member of council, their employer, or family member. Do any members of council have a pecuniary or conflict of interest to declare? Not seeing any or hearing any, so since we have heard no declared pecuniary or conflicts of interest, we will move to the adoption of the agenda. To our newly elected Vice Chair, are you willing to move the adoption of the agenda?
So moved.
Thank you, and it's as we have listed there. Any questions on the adoption of the agenda? Not seeing any, please vote on the adoption of the agenda.
I vote a yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. We have all the votes.
Thank you. Please display the vote. And that is carried 6-0. Next, approval of the minutes from the September 17th, 2025 Special Audit Committee meeting. Can I get a motion to approve those minutes? Councillor Wright?
So moved.
Thank you. Councillor Wright has moved those. Any questions or errors or omissions? Not seeing or hearing any, please vote to approve those minutes.
I vote a yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. We have all the votes.
Thank you. Please display the vote. And that is carried 6-0. Fantastic. Protocol items, there are none. Just to congratulations to all of our audit committee members. It's a new term, new audit committee. It's going to be fun. I always wanted to chair audit committee. It's very exciting. The only way to chair audit committee, though, got to be in this job now, so I'm very fortunate to be here. So thank you. my dreams, one of my dreams has come true, to chair audit committee. Selection of item for debate. Mr. Matabambe, please, go ahead.
Item 7.1.
Fantastic. It's the only item to select, so you have selected it. Thank you. There are no other items on the agenda to be selected for debates, so nothing else to vote on. Requests to speak, there are none. Requests for time specific, there are none because we have a single item on the agenda. Councillor inquiries, I don't recall receiving any, and no, so we are good on that front. So we'll go up to 7.1, the KPMG 2025 Audit Planning Report. We will bring up our delegation, as I imagine they have presentation, I see a, that's right. Do you have a presentation? Or is it? First, well, introduce yourself and anyone else you might be here with today, thank you.
Perfect. No, thank you for having me here today. My name is Natalie Kinnell, and I'm a partner with KPMG, as we are your external auditors. It's great to see many of you, and congratulations to the new audit committee members. So we are here to present our audit plan for the current year. We don't have a presentation, however, our plan was included as a package in your agenda, so we'll be walking through that. Mayor Knack.
Fantastic. So yes, we have those, that piece, both the report and the attachment. So, for those that have, so you said, sorry, did you that was it? No.
I can walk through our report once you are ready. If you
we're ready, yeah. If you want to go ahead,
Perfect.
go ahead. Yep, please.
Perfect. Well, thank you. We'll assume that the committee has read our report, and we'll hit some of the highlights of the report and welcome any questions from the committee at the end. So the purpose of our audit is to express an opinion on the financial statements of the city and whether they are prepared in all material respects in accordance with public sector accounting standards. Our external reporting responsibilities are consistent with the prior year, and for 2025, this includes the audit of the consolidated financial statement of the City of Edmonton, the City of Edmonton Pension Fund and Employee Benefit Plans, the financial statements of the Firefighter Supplementary Pension Fund, and the City of Edmonton Municipal Financial Information Return. Management may also ask us throughout the year to assist them with certain reporting responsibilities under grant agreements that the city receives. Additionally, we are separately engaged, KPMG, to report on a number of entities which are included in the consolidated financial statements of the city, and that includes EPCOR Utilities, Inc., the Edmonton Public Library Board, the City of Edmonton Nonprofit Housing Corporation, Explore Edmonton Corporation, Edmonton Unlimited, and Fort Edmonton Management Company. I'll start by confirming that we are independent of the city and as required by our professional standards, and we continue to follow quality control and conflict checking procedures and are transparent with the city on all engagements that we have provided. If you turn to page 8 of our plan, which is in your appendices, we discuss materiality. Our audit is designed to detect misstatements and errors that are material to your financial statements. And material is a threshold that if a difference was above that value, it would be thought to bear on your decision making or those of other users of the statements. For the 2025 audit, we've established materiality at $108 million, and that represents approximately 2.7% of budgeted expenses for the city. Budgeted figures are based off of the budget that conforms with public sector accounting standards and after considering any supplemental operating budget adjustments. Therefore, this includes both tax and non-tax supported operations, and it has both capital and operating considerations. This is consistent with how we've determined materiality in the past, and the percentage of the benchmark remains consistent as well. Adjusted or unadjusted misstatements that are greater than $5.4 million would be brought to the attention of this committee, though on completion of our audit, if any are noted. In addition, if there are any other findings that we feel warrant your attention, we would bring those forward in an audit planning report, which we are scheduled to present in the spring. If you continue on page 9 of our plan, we discuss our risk assessment procedures of the audit and concerning the various operating components within the city. Professional standards mandate that we understand the city's organizational structure, including the components and internal controls at the city. As in previous years, we have componentized the city based on the business areas as they're identified by administration. And while we do look at the financial statements as a whole in our audit, we do focus audit procedures on specific business areas or components. In determining where to focus our audit procedures, we examine each caption of the city's financial statements. We assess the distribution of those balances across the different areas. We identify where the audit risk lies, and then we perform procedures to address those specifically identified risks. For the city, there are certain balances for which we audit all business areas or components, and so that's what we label as consolidated balances. And that's due to the fact that the financial records are generally centrally managed within the city. This includes balances such as tangible capital assets and the city's investment portfolio or other treasury type functions. We've outlined some additional information on group scoping within Appendix A of our report, including specifying which business areas we plan on performing detailed procedures on, and note that the components in scope are generally consistent with what we would have presented in last year's audit plan. Page 10 discusses our areas of significant risk with your audit, and the first is the risk of fraudulent financial reporting due to management override of controls. This is a risk that's present in any audit, so it's not unique to the city, and it's just due to management's position and their ability to potentially override controls. It's not rebuttable, and we address this risk through doing detailed data and analytics over journal entries to try and identify unusual or higher risk journal entries, ensuring that they have appropriate approval and business rationale. Other areas of focus are detailed on pages 11 and 12 of our plan, and they include the following: accrued expropriation liabilities, tangible capital assets, where we do differentiate between those purchased by the city and those that have been contributed to the city, the recognition of revenue that is subject to external restrictions, which would primarily be funding from other levels of government, and the portfolio investments. The final item I'll specifically draw your attention to is on page 13 of our plan. As part of our audit process, we're required to inquire this committee whether there is any fraud or non-compliance or other matters, significant matters that we should be aware of as we design our audit and execute our audit. Note that we've had similar discussions with administration and will continue to collaborate with the city's auditor, the city auditor, to ensure that we have appropriate information to make these assessments. No material matters have been brought to our attention to date, and I would ask the committee that if there are any matters you feel warrant our attention that either aren't reflected in our report or otherwise, you're free to reach out to me. My contact information is in the plan, or you can reach out via the city auditor as well. That's a high-level overview of our plan, and we are very appreciative, of course, of the continued opportunity to work with the City of Edmonton as your external auditor, and I would welcome any questions that the committee has at this time.
Thank you very much. This was selected by Mr. Madamombe, and so please go ahead with your questions. And anyone else, please click on the board.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you to KPMG for the presentation. Just an overall question on trying to understand your overall effectiveness of the plan. How comfortable are you with that at this point?
So our plan is informed by our conversations and our risk assessment to date. So we always want to make sure we're aware of any changes that have occurred in the city, and we also consider findings from past audits. So we're very comfortable with our current plan. We don't see any changes coming between now and the execution of our audit. Of course, if there are new events that occur, we would respond to those and report those to this committee in our audit findings report.
Okay. And then as a follow-up to that, from the controls environment, do you also get an opportunity to collaborate with the city auditor on that front?
Yeah, thank you for that question, Mr. Madamombe. We do collaborate with the city auditor quite closely. It comes in a few different forms. Obviously, we want to make sure that we're identifying risks consistently with one another, and where we're not, we're understanding why. So we do meet with them multiple times throughout the year. What I will say is that for your audit, as you see in our plan, we don't take a controls reliance approach. So we find it more efficient to do detailed testing or analytics over the city's balances as opposed to relying on certain controls within the organization. And our audit does not specifically report on the control environment of the city. However, if there are things that the city auditor have noted in their reports, we obviously consider that in our audit. And nothing, we've looked at any reporting from the city auditor this year and have considered any findings in our audit plan.
Okay. All right, thank you. And just one more question, Mr. Chair, if I may.
Go ahead, please.
So do you at all concern yourself with assessing the compliance with the regulatory environment at all?
So again, that would be outside of the scope of the external financial statement audit, unless it would be something that would result in a material adjustment to the financial statements. The most relatable example I would say is with asset retirement obligations. So where the city has obligations to remediate land or buildings for asbestos, we would want to ensure that those liabilities are reflected within the financial statements, but compliance with legislation and regulation generally falls under the city auditor's purview.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for your responses.
Thank you. Since I don't see anyone else on the board, are you willing to move the recommendation that this audit plan as set out in attachment 1 be approved? Mr. Manavambe, did you want to move that?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Can you just turn on the microphone one more time? Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Sorry about that. I was looking for the motion.
That's
and
okay.
I do move that the KPMG audit plan, be approved by the committee.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That is moved. Any other questions? I don't see anyone on the board. Anyone wishing to speak to it? Not seeing any. That's fairly normal for an audit plan piece. Mr. Manavambe, any closing remarks?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And, once again, thank you to KPMG for the presentation and for responding to the questions. We are looking forward to the successful completion of the audit with the support of, the city administration as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Please vote.
I vote a yes.
Yes. Counselor Rutherford.
Thank you. We have all the votes.
Thank you. Please display the vote. That is carried 6-0. That was the only item of business other than just doing a quick check for notices of motion. Not seeing or hearing any. We are adjourned at 9:47. Thank you, everyone. Very efficient audit committee meeting.